right. I think now's the time that we get to see Miss Jeanine Mason. Just gonna let this load up a little bit here. I hope you guys are having a good time watching me learn as we go along, but I'm really enjoying this, so thank you. Let's see here. Oh, I think I see her. All right.
Hi,
Hey.
you
How are
made
you?
it.
I made it. I'm still here.
When I did this a couple weeks ago, by the time I got to you, it was like I was rounding the third base, and I was
Right.
like, I'm almost there, and you were like, you got this.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm giving you that today.
Thank you. Thank you for that return.
How
Yeah,
are
it's
you?
no
How's your
joke.
day
I'm
been?
good. I'm good. Things have been going good. There's been a slight learning curve about certain technology stuff, but and like there's so much that I want to share. Like there's all the pictures and all the behind the scenes stuff and all the answers and stuff like that I want to give. But I've been having a really great time talking to everybody. So that's kind of
Good.
what I've been doing more of. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I took over Vlamis's Instagram today, as I know you know,
Yes.
and he took over mine. And we tried to sneak a Jason cameo in, but there was no time.
I tried. I was like, oh, I gotta get it out. No, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. And between that and my 6-year-old, I was like,
How was Mother's Day, by the way? How's KD?
she's fantastic. She's fantastic. Thank you for asking. It was nice. We were able to actually get outside and go for a walk and
Nice.
sit in our front lawn for a little bit and have a picnic. So it was nice. How about you?
Good. It was so good. It's like crazy times, but we were just grateful for that yesterday because it'd been a few years since we were all here for Mother's Day
Right.
back in Miami. So it was really nice. My mom had a really great day and got to hang out with my niece and
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, I have some really cute pictures I'll show you soon.
You'll have to send them over.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
She's
please.
so delicious. She just turned 1.
Just in one, right?
And they're just so yummy, man. It's been so fun. I mean,
1 is a great age too, because they just start to kind of like find their way of like walking to running.
yeah. Yeah.
They go from being like little drunk people to like actually like having like
right,
sense of
right.
locomotion.
And yesterday was sort of the first time she was having a bit of a fit, and I started reading her a children's book.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't done that with her yet, but she's like old enough that she'll start listening and get curious. And of course I was just like hamming up every character, giving you like 100% your aunt is an actor. And I was like, but the alligator said, and she was looking at me like, wow, like she really loved it. I was like, yes, like victory.
That doesn't change as they get older. Like right now, Atticus is in this place where he's like, it'll be the most random times. He'll be like, tell me a story. Like it's not just at bedtime. It's like at breakfast or at lunch or driving somewhere. And so you have to like creatively be on it to be like, okay, boom. And it can't be the same. It has to diverge with certain characters. It's like.
And so what do you give him? Do you give him like your actual stories or you make stuff up?
I am making shit up as I go along. And sometimes it's wonderful. And sometimes it's like, no, I can do better.
Sometimes you're like, hold on, I got to write that down.
Yeah. I'm going to pull over real quick, guys. But yeah, you're constantly on your game. This creative like edge. You're always trying to like one up yourself because he's heard it before.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I think we're suited for that, for being good parents and aunts and uncles and nannies.
Yeah.
Like the creativity in us is just, we get them. At least I hope we do. We meet at a level that's maybe a little less of a gap.
Right. I love that the goatee is sort of somehow walked away like my beard.
I had to wash it off. I was starting to get like, I don't wear a lot of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And I was starting to get like, it was starting to tingle, and my sister and her boyfriend come over to watch Roswell and on Mondays. And so I was like, I'm gonna leave it on to surprise them. But it was starting to tingle, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a rash just in this.
Right. I'm gonna take it off, and something's still gonna be there.
So it had to go. It had to go.
How do I explain this rash, this pink rash on my face?
I truly thought, oh my God, I can't do that. I mean, granted, the mask covers it, so I might have been, maybe I should have just done it.
Right, right. I thought about doing that, like when I shaved my face off, I went in like little stages where I had like the mutton chops and a little bit of the handlebar. And I thought, well, if now is the time to do it, because once I go out in public, I can actually save myself the embarrassment, but I can, live my fullest at home.
Right. It's incentivizing you to keep your mask on too. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. This actually holds up my mask just right.
That's amazing.
And
for tonight's episode, by the way, I can't wait to see your work. I loved this script from the second I read it. Oh, such a good one. Diner.
Yeah, it's great. And it's all, I mean, the whole idea of it all is just wonderful. Very dynamic. Very dynamic.
We got to do a bit of that this year, just sort of like playing with structure of episodes. So it's not just standard all the time. It was like that one episode that felt like a stage play, the Mama or Teco coming to town. Where it kind of chilled in the diner a bit, but in present day. And then this one feels like, elevating that a bit where we're in the diner, but we're in the diner.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited. I really had a wonderful time working with Aisha on this. She's really special.
And every picture I see of you guys, because I mean, I don't know if everybody understands that, but like we see each other, of course, crossing paths all the time, and we get out, and on the weekends we, like let loose together, but we aren't always present for each other's scene work.
Yeah.
And just seeing you guys, I mean, the costumes alone this week, I was like, oh
my God.
You guys look so good.
Andrea killed it. I was just like, I walked in and I'm like, that, and that.
Right?
Yeah.
And you pull it off. Have you ever been told that before? I feel like you have a look that works for, flashback for another era of another time. Maybe that's why you played an alien.
Thank you. Could possibly be. Yeah. I just, when the right stuff hangs on your body like that, you sort of feel it. And she picked out all the right stuff. And it was wonderful. I felt like I looked a lot like my grandfather, because my grandfather always had a real dapper sense of style.
Oh, that's so lovely. Oh, I love that, getting to hang out with your grandfather.
It was just for a little bit. Yeah, it was really, really special. Really cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
So now, what time is it there in Miami right now?
It is 7:54.
Okay.
And we're making some steaks right now.
Nice.
We did a like flank steaks with chimichurri, which we love so much. But this time, for Monday night, we put green chili powder in it. So it's a green chili chimichurri sauce.
So a little flavor of New Mexico.
It smells amazing right now.
You're like...
Yeah. We have a little, I know, I'm like, don't eat it all. I'll get there soon enough. But yeah, we watch it together, my family and I, and it's been so nice. I mean, last year I flew down to watch an episode with them. I might have made it for two, but it's just, I don't get to watch stuff with my family all that often. So it's been really lovely to see them watch it.
What a special time. What a special time.
Right? So
our lives tend to get so sort of like spread out and busy, and this has really forced us all to kind of like take it down and settle down and just really enjoy the people that we love who are in our company.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And they love it. I mean, I don't have many, actually, I don't have any, filmmakers or actors or anything in my family. So anytime they come, they trip out at seeing the Crash Down Cafe, and they're like, this looks so different in person, and seeing backdrops, and they're like, this is all fake trees, like
like that doesn't quite compute.
Right. What about your son? How is he like watching it? Is he like...
he actually, I was just talking to Julie Pleck about this. He doesn't quite know what we do.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been able to keep him in the dark.
Yeah. Like this whole time. Like, I know we have other active friends who have kids, and some of them handle it really well, and some of them don't. Like, the park up the street from us, like, is a place where you tend to run into other actors and their families. And there was one actor who was up there who I'd seen a few times, and he's really nice, and he's very, very famous. And his son, and I'm usually the guy who plays tag with everybody. Like, Atticus wants me to play tag with him all the time. And so I'm playing tag with him and playing usually tag with any other kid who's like, oh, that dad wants to run, let's go. Yeah. So I was, introducing myself to these kids and, trying to model for Atticus. And the guy goes, oh, I'm so-and-so. This is my dad's really famous. And I'm like, oh.
Okay.
That guy right there? Okay. And it just, it felt kind of like I'm very grateful. And he might be just fine with it. And like, that might be his like introduction to it and then be fine. But like Atticus has been really, him not knowing anything is great.
Yeah.
He, to him, I'm his best friend. To him, I'm his play buddy. I mean, now more than ever. But yeah, he, at some point he will. Because a lot of times when he was younger, Katie was doing material that was not quite right for, a child to be around. And me doing Roswell, New Mexico, I was not here. Yeah. So eventually that seal will be broken, but we're enjoying this right now.
Yeah, I love the, I talked to Lily about this a lot, but
yeah,
the way like she just loved growing up watching her mom dominating, and how she remembers there being, suddenly mom's at this kind of work, and oh wow, suddenly mom's busy, and okay, now mom is back, and I really love that, because what we do is it's a lot of moving and traveling and changing, and so I love talking to her about that stuff, because it excites me to feel how much she gained from being the daughter of Queen Baranski and see an actor kill it, and I'm like, okay, that's some goals right there.
Yeah. Attainable goals.
Attainable goals.
Right there. I felt the same way when we first met Colin Hanks. It's somebody who lived the entire life growing up like that. And he was like, it's like, you would think that he might have some sense of something going on, but he never, ever had that, ever. He was always like the most, like the coolest, the most humble, down to earth person. And still to this day, he's that way. So yeah, it's such a wonderful thing to know that somebody can exist in this world like Colin or like Lily, who has been raised in a system that you and I are in, and I'm going through the process of raising a young soul in this life, and I'm hoping that I would be so blessed that he ends up like those guys.
That's so awesome. I love Colin.
Yes. I told him that you might accost him. You said Trader Joe's or something.
Yeah. Anyway,
right.
Wherever I run into.
Yeah. You're kind. Okay. Is this your buggy? Do you mind if are these your Oreos? You like Oreos? I like Oreos.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
I'm just gonna be like, how quickly can I drop Jason Behr out of my mouth? So he's like, oh, this is the one they warned me about.
Yeah. I'm working on them.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Christmas.
What else, my sweet lady? What else? Have you been able to get out much? I don't really know what it's.
No, not really. It's been nice to have. It's been nice to have just the sunshine down here for sure, and we've been keeping creative and doing all the things at home, but it's also been really fun to see the ways everyone's being creative with promoting the show, because this is the time we're normally out there like running around town just screaming Roswell, New Mexico is on Monday night tonight.
Right.
So it's been so fun. I actually, like today, I have makeup on because this morning I did another photo shoot via FaceTime, and I got.
Is that the picture I saw? That beautiful picture.
That was one I did a week ago. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
It's amazing
what they're able to do. So it's been fun to, I love this show and I would like to see it go for as long as possible. So I always take that very seriously, being a part of ensuring we get the word out there. And it's just been a cool thing I didn't anticipate of this time, where it's been a fun way to collaborate with artists. Like my makeup artist called me this morning. We were on FaceTime and we did like a whole tutorial, and she walked me through it. And then I had done a FaceTime with the stylist, and we like went through some closet pieces I have here. I wore most of my mom's clothes because I don't have a lot of my clothes here. And I got to wear my mom's jewelry, and like, I'm so excited to see these pictures. So, but definitely weird times, but I'm really enjoying finding creative ways to stay connected right now. And that was really fun one today.
That's awesome.
We'll
That's
see how
awesome.
they turn out.
Well, the one that I saw on your post was really beautiful. So I imagine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I'm so grateful, weirdly, that, you never know, man, but it was so nice that we got to finish at the end of January, and that we're going to finish this thing now. And as much as, like we were saying, the last live we did, that it'd be nice to be at Vlamis's doing our viewing parties. It's nice to have we are all so communicative, like we're all chatting, so much right now. So that's been really lovely.
Yeah.
Very good. You know?
Yeah. It's been really wonderful for me to be welcomed into such a wonderful family. So.
Oh my God. I mean, that's the crazy thing about this thing, is that it feels maybe a little like that, but it also feels like having you, it was like us getting welcomed another layer into just the Roswell family, and it's like a really, I've just been so honestly moved by how wonderful it feels to be a part of such a big thing that is loved, and it has so many compartments to it, like even the book series fans, like, it's awesome. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of properties, I imagine, that would be this, just like pure love. So I am grateful to you, my friend, and all of you guys out there for being rad and being kind to the movies.
It's wonderful. I have a couple of questions for you. I know we talked a little bit about Liz last time. Without giving anything away going forward to the rest of the season, what do you look forward to as the next step for her?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's definitely hard to speak to, because where she ends this season is very different from where she is even right now.
Yeah.
So, I think what I could say that's probably true for any part of it is that, Liz is someone who I want her to have I want her to be able to focus on her. Sometimes I think, like, the story of particularly women of color is that their lives are inundated with a lot of challenges. And Liz is very lucky in a lot of ways, but she has a lot of responsibility. And that's the beautiful thing about our show, is that we get to see her try to be there for everyone. And the thing I sometimes wish for her, be like, what could this brilliant woman accomplish if it was just a little easier for her? And I think the end of this season does a really smart way of proposing that question, and posing that question. And I mean, it's crazy too, because I know this is like, we're halfway there, but I'm like, there's still so much before the finale.
Right. So much. Yep.
But I'm gonna say that.
And so looking forward to season 3, knowing that it's going to be, a very different world we go back to work with. Do you have any ideas or any wants or desires for her beyond that?
For Liz?
Yeah, for Liz.
Man, I mean, the stuff that I find I've lately been getting really excited about is the unlikely pairings, like working with people I've maybe not gotten to play around with as much, like spar with enough. And I'm really excited to work with Tyler more next season. I'm pumped for that, and Heather and Heather Hemmons, because that's the friend dynamic that it's just fun to work with the people you have like such history, as history with, because then the common language, all that stuff comes into play, and I love digging into what Maria, Liz, and Alex were like when they were kiddos.
Right.
So I'm excited to build more of that season 3. I'm pumped to propose that to Karina and our writers and say, let's play with that a bit. So Yeah.
I was just talking with Nick Wexler about that kind of sort of evolution of things. Like when you first get together and you guys you're kind of all like feeling each other out and seeing how
Yeah.
each other work, and where you guys really gel, and where people might need space to like create their own. But like when you get to like season 2, things start to evolve more into a family, as it were. And then you get to season 3, and it's like, I mean, we had so much fun doing
Yeah.
like the silliest of shit. And then also like we'd get, we'd jump right on board when it became like, you have to do the work, you do the work. But I mean, it just, the fun just seemed to, exponentially grow from season to season.
Totally. It feels like that's a real like dial in. Like one of the things I've been doing this quarantine is watching Parks and Rec from the beginning, which I've never seen.
Yeah.
And that transition for them too from season 2 to season 3 is huge. Like that's when like Rob Lowe and Adam Scott became series regulars, and it just like the dynamic really like clicked in. And I mean, our show is just, it's so rich in the things that are its identity, the landscape, the wardrobe, the Cowboys, like all of those. So I'm excited to see us just like lock into that even more for season 3 and just mess around and have a good time. I'll take some of those good times, please.
Do you have any cooking responsibilities tonight?
I'm making the potatoes. I'm hoping my brother remembered to take them out about 15 minutes ago. There hasn't been a fire, so maybe this is a good sign.
Nice. Well, I won't keep you long. I know that you have some stuff to get back to there. Thanks. But I have a couple of the questions real quick. I've been asking some of the other peeps this. For me, I was a big fan of watching the Actors Studio with James Lipton. And he always did this at the end of the show. He'd always do the Bernard Pivot sort of questionnaire kind of thing. So I just had a few for you, just because I'm sure, like everybody else, you've been asked to death about Roswell, and a lot of the answers, you've said before. So here we go. What is your favorite word?
Lovely.
Nice.
I use it a lot, and I love it.
Lovely.
It's lovely.
What is your least favorite word?
Ooh, pessimistic, or bleak, maybe bleak. Bleak.
Yeah, that's not a fun word. What is a sound or noise that you love?
Maybe a laugh. A sound or a noise that I love. Oh gosh, that's a great one.
It's one of those things that it's just so broad spectrum. Like people,
right? Like immediately I'm thinking of New York, and I'm trying to like distill one sound, but there's so many sounds, I love the sound of in a theater when the lights have dimmed and they're starting to give you the like, please turn off your cell phones. I'm like, oh, I've got to see it now.
Yes.
I love that sound.
Yes. I love that answer. What is a sound or noise that you do not like?
I still have like PTSD from like the bell at my high school. Like, just did not like that sound. I guess it's like
the not getting late to class stuff.
Started the day. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that was like, we're in session. I was like,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that. We know that well. What? Well, I won't. I can say it. We're not supposed to curse, but I keep cursing him. What's your favorite curse word?
Well, okay, here. This might save us. Honestly, my favorite curse word is coño, which is like shit in Spanish. Right. And I'm sure you've heard me. I say it all the time. Yeah. It's like when people are like, "So you're Cuban?" Copy.
Right. I'm glad you're getting that now.
Yeah.
All right. What profession would you like to do if you couldn't be an actor?
Oof. I mean, I think this makes sense, but like CIA, secret agent stuff, and I think it's because it's so much about the disguise as well.
Yeah.
But the stakes of that, like the deep cover people who spend years my heart is racing just thinking about that. Like that's insane. I would love to think that one day I have a fantasy that one day they'll call and there'll be some like half-ass job. They're like, we need you to get this diplomat. And I'm going to be like, she's ready.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. I'll just ask this then. What is the first thing that you're going to do when this quarantine is over?
Oh my God. I've had already dreams about this, and a couple of my really good girlfriends have as well. But I am not a party person. Like, I love my wine and I love a great dinner, but I cannot wait to be, this is going to give people some like PTSD, but to be like sweaty on a dance floor,
Right.
and like just with my babes, like dancing in our face. I keep having these dreams about like being close to people, you know. I don't know when that'll be, but I'm ready for just like a sweaty dance floor, man.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that day as well. It's, you know, I was saying this to Plek, like we, as human beings, like we need that human interaction. We need, like, the screens have obviously become the default that we require.
Yeah.
On so many levels, but like as human beings, we need that interaction. And so when that day does come,
right? Will you be there? Shall I call?
yes, I will be there.
Thank
I will
you.
be there.
The girls are going to be pumped.
As long as I get to wear Lily's faux fur vest, I'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there's a name for it already. She's probably named it at this point.
I'm sure she has.
Something. We'll find out.
All right, my friend.
So lovely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on board. What's that?
Lovely. There you go. I used it. My favorite word.
Lovely. It was a lovely time. All right. Well, thank you so much.
My love for the family, and I'll see you soon.
I will. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's do this. Let's get out. Oh, no, they sent me a text.